It's been a while since I recorded an episode for this series where we discuss health-related topics that are in the news. If you've ever watched one of my What I Ate in a Day videos where I do the snack and chat, well, it's kind of like that, just without the snack. It's going to be all chat. This will give us a chance to talk about the latest research and info that's come out. We can bounce around some ideas, and who knows, we might even learn something new. Guess who is not a doctor or healthcare professional? Me! And this is not medical advice. I'm not telling anybody what to do. Anything we go over here is going to be backed by research articles and things that I'll link down in the description box for you so you can go check them out yourself. Or it'll be strictly my opinion. You'll be able to tell the difference, I promise. Probably because you'll start questioning my sanity and then label me a conspiracy theorist. Which I 100% am, but that's a recent development in my life, and I no longer believe that there are conspiracy theories. I believe they're the truth, and they've just not come out yet. But that's a story for another day. Odds are really good that this video will be in segments, so timestamps will be down in the description box because we're going to talk about a few different topics. But I'm going to keep the video short and sweet and right to the point, so let's get started. Gotta admit, lately it feels like we're constantly being bombarded with doom and gloom. Research paper after news article full of bad news. I don't know about you, but I gotta pick and choose my battles instead of letting it all affect me at once, because when that happens, I get overwhelmed, I feel like it's hopeless, and I throw in the towel. But holy cow, when this little tidbit of information came out a few months ago, it had me making some major changes immediately. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you might want to sit down for this one and prepare for a shock. And if you're anything like me, you're not going to be able to get it out of your head, literally or figuratively. I'm talking about the absolutely horrifying statistics that were released about microplastics. Microplastics are defined as tiny little pieces of plastic that are 5 millimeters or less in size. These nanoparticles are everywhere. They can enter our body through the food we consume down to the air we breathe in. Now for that scary statistic that had me taking immediate action. Research now shows that the human brain is 0.5% plastic. Let that sink in just for a second. The human brain now has plastic in it. If you're like, that's no big deal, Kristi. Let me put this in perspective for you. Go grab a nickel. Feel that. Like, really feel it. It's got some weight to it. That's 5 grams. That's how much plastic is now in the human brain. 5 grams worth of plastic. I don't know about you, but I need all the brain matter, all the gray matter to be working in my favor, not just hanging out, being pieces of plastic. The sad part is there is nothing we can do to completely stop our body from taking in those microplastics. We can be diligent and we can cut back significantly how much of that is up here, but until our government and other governments get strict about policies, we've just got to make the changes we can make to improve our brain health. And that's exactly what I did, and I started in the kitchen. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I have all the answers, but I did my own research and made some adjustments that hopefully are going to help some. If you're interested in me doing a video on the changes that we made in the kitchen, maybe like the top 10 that are going to hopefully help reduce my plastic brain power and eliminate some of the brain fog, hopefully, then let me know and I'll work on that for you. Are you shocked, or did you already know this? Had you seen the news? And if you did and started making some changes, let me know what some of those are in the comments. And don't forget, I will have those articles, research papers, and things like that linked down in the description box for you so that you can do your own research. I'm still like blown away about our brains containing plastic. Let's keep this brain train rolling and discuss creatine. Not for muscles, but for brain health. Are you just as surprised as I was when I heard that news? I've mentioned in a few of my previous videos, my doctor has me on a protocol for post-vaccine syndrome, long vax, or long COVID. That protocol list is extremely lengthy, but I noticed one of the supplements being creatine, and I had always just associated that with working out and building muscle. Since one of my main symptoms is chronic fatigue, and I'm supposed to avoid overexerting myself, including exercising, I was curious as to why it was listed on that protocol, so I dove right on into the research. I admit, I was oblivious to what creatine was or even its function. The extent of my knowledge was we had a container of it and my husband used it when he lifted weights. That's it. Here's what I found out. Creatine is an amino acid. Well, actually, it's multiple different amino acids, and it naturally occurs in our muscles and brain. I read study after study on the cognitive benefits of taking creatine. And since another one of my main symptoms has been brain fog and extreme mental decline, that sounded like music to my ears. Oh, and I'm just going to go over a small portion of what I discovered. The first study I read looked at the benefits of supplementing with creatine. It found that there was a significant benefit when the brain is under stress, like sleep deprivation or extreme mental fatigue, even in some neurological conditions. In another study, it discussed creatine's ability to help with short-term memory and even clearer thinking. There's even some research showing that creatine can help with your mood, anxiety, and depression. After reading through a lot of that information, what I found was creatine monohydrate was the safest and most effective. Now, obviously, creatine won't be for everybody, so make sure you talk to your healthcare team because, like I said earlier, I'm not a healthcare professional. I also found out the hard way that not all creatine supplements are created equal, and just because my husband can take one doesn't mean that specific brand is right for me. Personally, I'm a type 1 diabetic that requires insulin to survive. I no longer have a functioning pancreas. For that reason, I'm on a low carb diet. So I avoid some things that he doesn't have to, like fillers and certain sweeteners that could spike my blood sugar. After quite a bit of trial and error, and thankfully your all's suggestions, I finally found the right one for me. I'm currently using Create. It's non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and sweetened with monk fruit, so I don't have to worry about blood sugar spikes. I picked up the unflavored version, but they have other varieties available. I think it's important to mention that this is not a sponsored video, but I did end up reaching out to them, and they were gracious enough to offer a discount, so I'll have that linked for you in the description box. At this point, I'm several weeks into supplementing with creatine, and I can tell a big difference. Or who knows, maybe it's just that entire protocol starting to come together and finally work for me. I don't care. As long as I get back some kind of a resemblance of my old self, I'll be happy. But like I've said way more times than I could possibly count, it's always best for you to do your own research. I said I was going to keep this video short, sweet, and to the point, so I guess I better wrap it up. Let me know your thoughts on these two topics, plus what others you'd like to discuss in future episodes. In case you've missed it, make sure you check out the playlist and get all caught up. If you've not subscribed, I'd love to have you over here as a part of my YouTube family and hit that notification bell. That way when I upload, you'll be alerted. Don't forget to check out those links and discounts in the description box. And that way you can do your own research, and if you order anything, save yourself some money. Okay, now I'm gonna run. But until next time, friends, toodles.